Hello, I'm Phoenix Tong from the class 27 in the second year, and I have been working for 5 months in the club lounge of the Renaissance Harborview Hotel in Hong Kong. And it is located just next to the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. Therefore, our hotel will usually be in a high season due to the events held by the exhibition center, such as the jewelry fair. And now let's move on to my learning objectives. And there are totally 4 points of learning objectives. The first one is I expected to learn deeply in the guest arrival procedure. Through this internship, I learned that there are a few things we have to prepare. For example, read and learn the guest profile and the confirmation of the booking and their preferences for the room and sometimes their expectation upon their arrival, etc. etc. And the second point is to improve my communication skills with the guests. As I have mentioned before, I'm working in the club lounge of this hotel, which means that the most of the guests who uses the service in the lounge are the platinum members of the hotel. And also communicating with the guests is one of my job duties. Therefore, I believe that I have an improvement of my communication skills. Last but not least is to learn how to solve problems when there are conflicts between the guests. Here is an example that is really happened during my internship. And in one day during the breakfast, Mr. C and Mr. H are arguing because Mr. C is talking too loud and being unbehaved in the lounge. Then Mr. H come over and talk about and complain for that. After that, Mr. C noticed that Mr. H is complaining with us, and he started to say that Mr. H discriminates against him. Then they start their fights. In the meantime, we separate two of them immediately and to find out what is happening. Although both of them are refused to accept the other's apology, they will not be prosecuted. But still, we have to be more careful and to handle them in their future visits. Finally, I have learned how to provide good services under a high pressure during a high season. During the jewelry fair, we received a complaint about the seats of the club lounge. That is, a guest complained that there are not enough seats for them to enjoy the food and drinks during the cocktail of the lounge. And it makes them so embarrassed to stand in the lounge to have the cocktail. During the high season of the hotel, the high occupancy of it, I understand that it is hard to satisfy all the guests, but all we can do is to provide the best services we have and hope that the guests will understand our situation. Being professional is always our job. After analyzing my learning objectives, there are an example of the guest problem I would like to share with you. It is in my internship, I have received a complaint that I refused to serve a lady and did not answer her request. So this story starts in one of the breakfasts. In my memory, it's a day with around 100 or even higher percent of occupancy of our hotel, and in our lounge the forecast number of guests is 200, while our lounge can only provide 64 seats for the guests. And it is around 8 in the morning and there are crowd crowd of people standing in front of me, and they are queuing up for ordering their eggs, and I'm standing there to take their order for the chef. And suddenly a woman handed me an empty bottle which is supposed to be filled with skim milk, but I haven't noticed that it's already empty and still placing on the buffet table. I apologized immediately, and tried to walk away from the egg station to fill up the milk bottle, but the situation not allowed me to do that, to stop taking the orders from the guests. So after 30 seconds to 1 minute, I refilled the milk and put the bottle back to the buffet table. Then a woman raised her hand to call me over and start to complain about the crowd situation and my responsibility. At first, I am so helpless with listening to her reproach, but then I learn to the guests, which is listen, empathize, apologize, react, and notice. I calm down and listen to her complaints and feel empathized with her situation, and I keep apologize, but it doesn't work. I look better. Therefore, she approached to the front desk to make a complaint about me. From this complaint, I understand that all the guests expected 5 stars service in a 5-star hotel, whatever the occupancies, whenever it is. Therefore, I learned that we should be professional and responsible for our job anytime. And I believe this experience can help me when I'm facing the similar problems in the future. Thank you for watching this video.